Right now we're in development. We have the live website listed right here, the portfolio site. It's deployed on vercel. What I have on screen is the gitpod VS Code that I'm accessing online. And right now I haven't made any commits to GitHub outside of the initial. Since I started this stream, haven't made any commits to GitHub, just basically building it out in development first. And once we like it in development, we'll create an entire branch with just the portfolio UI, so we can always go back and make changes if need be. But for right now, this is perfectly fine. Inside of the H1, we'll add a P tag. This P tag is just going to represent some additional information about me. I'll just call myself a full stack developer. And as I mentioned, this is going to be also my resume. So I'm tailoring it more so to a programmer or a coder, but ultimately I'll go back in and change this once I have my resume handy to reflect more of my work and job experiences, so an employer get a full picture of my experience that I bring to the table. Sorry about that. So for small devices, we'll set the text size. Let's try large. Go on large devices. We'll set the text. I do want to change that color to be neutral 600. Then we'll set the font. The last thing I want to include inside of the header are some links to my LinkedIn, my GitHub, maybe YouTube, but for right now, we'll just do LinkedIn, GitHub, and that should be fine. But you know what? I think I probably should include my email contact, so maybe I'll make it email. So within the div, well, first let's give some direction to the div. We'll go flex with a gap of 4, and then we'll say margin top of 2. And we'll need to import link so that we can link out to the various URLs. This is Next way. Instead of using an A tag with Next or with React, you can use link, which kind of gives the ability to do, you know what? I don't know if I can use link. I may have to use a tag. We'll use link for right now. And once I update it, if this doesn't work, then we'll just come back and change it. But I can't remember if this will actually link out to an external site or not. But we'll just go with it for right now. We'll go with GitHub. Let's copy this. Change this to LinkedIn. Is it LINK? Give this some styling. Actually, you know what? I think I want to change that up a little bit too. We'll go const header is equal to, I'm just going to move the CSS to be outside of the return statement. And then we'll put the tailwind there. That way, I can keep this UI a little cleaner. Const, we'll call this header. Place this, remove this, sub header. Great. And then now we'll just add a const for links. We'll call them nav links. And for this, I'll just go ahead and give it a class name of nav links. That should be in curly braces. Now let's just style the links a little bit. 200. We'll go hover underline. I think it's small. Text goes small. 16. Let's try 10. I like that a little better. And then on large devices, we'll go text. That's large. We'll make it medium. Let's see what that looks like. All right, I think that works. On the same line, size of this that's causing that to not change this to medium. That's what it looks like there. Is it medium on both? So it's already medium. So on small devices, what if we made it X 10 there? Let's try 12. So if we went large devices, that's okay. That works. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'll try to overcomplicate it, but that works. Let's go margin top there of 1. Perfect. All right, so that concludes the header. That works. So now we'll focus on we'll close this out. We'll focus on some of the actual content that'll be here along in the same column as the personal information. I'm going to include the job experience and education and eventually something else, but for right now, I think this will be suffice. So within the aside, I'm just going to add a div. Within this div, I I think we'll just keep it as it is for right now, but the first thing we'll add in is our experience, and that's just going to be our experience. Add a folder, a file within the aside name experience, experience.tsx. We'll go export default function experience, the return statement. In the return, we'll pass in a section, and we'll go experience. Click save. We'll go back to the page.tsx, import experience, and that's going to come from /components portfolio. Yep. And then in the div, we'll go ahead and bring in the experience component. Click save, and we see it listed there on the screen. Within the experience component, we'll just, like I said, just list out our experiences within this view. Not going to, well, for right now, this will be just and jobs. So this one will do. So this experience will be experiences that I may have gained over the years, whether it be freelance and not necessarily employment. But look, make this whatever you want. This will just talk through some of the things that I've done, but I'm not going to, this will just be for demonstration purposes. I'll go back and update it later, and I'll show that as well too. But for right now, we'll just begin by styling it. So we'll make the text small by default. We'll change the color to neutral 700. So within the initial H2, this is going to be like the header of this component, if you will, or this section. So we'll just name it experience. Give it a H2 with a class name of text base. Make the font semi-bold. Text for this neutral. All right, here we go. That will be the category name. Here we'll just have a p tag, and inside I'll include, call it web, last name, text of extra small, color to neutral 100. Actually, sorry, just want to bring a little consistency. Like that look better. Large devices. We can always play with that if need be, but I think that works. I may see if there's a template that gives me those sizings without me having to eyeball it, if you will. But we'll go to works. And within this one, we'll say that we'll just add in maintain. So I think if I made that 8, I'll make this, if I made that 10, I'll make this 8. Font bold. Why don't I make this semi-bold? Then underneath, add another experience. Place underneath this div, we'll add a new div. Class name here. Medium. How about I make this bold? Alright, that makes a little more sense. Then let's just add some space on the Y of 2. And we'll add a second div. Actually, I'll go ahead and move these now. We'll go const section. This styling, place it with section. Inside of this, replace that. Hit save. Great. Notice no difference. This heading way up. It's in the styling. You see it's back. Perfect. And we'll go subheading, const subheading, and this will add subheading. Save. Looks good. And then finally, we'll add description. Const this, place description, and then add the styling. Perfect. All right, so we'll add in a additional job description. I don't have to do much with this one. It's more of a static site, but I think that works. That looks all right. We'll change this to header, maybe. Header. This. Save. Nope. All right. Oh, no, that is it. The underline is under this. Too much space.